Right, welcome everybody to the last episode in this series of the Love Island Cast USA. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and I have to say, getting a little bit emotional. It's our last episode.
So, Dave, yes, it's been an unbelievable 2.5 months. Something that we didn't know we were doing until the day before the show started, and it's just snowballed. I've enjoyed every single bit of the UK Love Island and the US one. And I know, sort of myself and you put a lot of work into the podcast, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it, Dave. And I'm so glad that the people out there have sent in emails, voice messages, reviews, everything you could think of we've received. And pretty much it's all been positive. And we just love the show. And obviously, I'm hoping there's plenty more Love Islands, Dave.
Well, hand on heart, I can't say I loved every minute of it, quite honestly. It was feeling a bit of a grueling task halfway through when we had the two shows running on. But no, I especially looking back now, as Big Chris said in Lockstock, it's been emotional.
God, it has been emotional, Dave. You're right. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a proper long slog, but it's been something that we've both enjoyed. I mean, we love talking to each other anyway and having a laugh, and that was the whole point of this experiment. Run it originally to see how we went, and the downloads have been through the roof. So thank you so much to everybody. It really has been humbling for me and Dave, and I mean that sincerely. We're both totally surprised by the response we've had with the show, and long may it continue, guys.
Yeah, but let's not get into full circle jerk mode just yet. We've got an episode to talk about, a finale to talk about.
Yes, we have.
I mean, no real surprises, I guess. We said it had to be Zach and Elizabeth, really, didn't it? There was an outside chance for the other couples, but, it really would have been a long shot. So, I mean, what did you make to the episode tonight?
I think the one thing I got out of it was it justifies what I think of Zach and Elizabeth. I think there's a genuine connection. And when they kiss, Dave, it's like electric, innit? You can genuinely see there's nobody else in the room for them two, and they can only see eyes for each other. I thought out of all the speeches, their speeches were the most sincere. I really do. And I'm not, I know we absolutely take the piss out of people, but some of the other speeches, I was just like, and I know that it doesn't mean you don't love or you don't like somebody just because that you may not be good at articulating yourself or sending it and sort of expressing it in that way. I'm not judging people on that. Everybody is different, but it just felt like what they were saying was completely from the heart. And I'd be so surprised if they haven't got a couple of kids in a few years, Dave.
Well, being on the other side of that journey, I'd say go and enjoy yourselves for a few years first. But, I mean, from the baby challenge, they didn't seem particularly, maternal or paternal. So I think there's a few years off that. But, I mean, they do look like the bride and groom off the cake, don't they? Or they did tonight, at least.
No, they did. I mean, I thought Elizabeth looked stunning, Dave, and he looked proper slick, did Zach. He looked like a model. It perfect, he's about half a foot taller than her, exactly like you said. They look like that picture family, don't they? You could imagine a picture of them, bride and groom, being used as a promo shot for somebody. They just fit completely for me. And I just think out of everyone in there, whether we called them boring or not, they are the ones that I wanted to win. And I just think the other ones, there's stuff there, but I think you touched on such a good point. America is such a big country, and the fact that Caro and Ray are on the East and West Coast, that is going to be a hell of a test of their relationship.
Yeah, absolutely is. And after saying I thought we heard Caro's real voice yesterday, I thought, the baby voice was back in full force today, and it did irritate me quite a bit, to be honest. I mean, there weren't too many highlights, were there, from tonight? But, baby voice being back in full force, just grates on me something rotten. No, I mean, all the blokes looked really handsome. All the girls looked fantastic. I do think... I'm not a fan of blue suits, Chris, I have to say. I thought if you got the old blue suits on, you were a little bit of a step down. I'd like to go for the old James Bond look myself. How about you? What kind of a suit man are you?
I am Well, I don't wear a lot of suits, Dave, as you know, but I did.
Well, when you go into court and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, obviously, black, Dave, somber mood.
Salford suit.
Things to get me Salford watch on at the end of it, Dave, which so anybody sort of in the UK is a tag, so you're curfewed. But no, I did wear a blue suit at a wedding, and I do have a wedding come up where it is a navy blue suit, Dave, so I will be getting a new suit. But I don't necessarily think it's the colour. They look like the fucking wedding singers. Dylan and Weston look like Adam Sandler, like it's from the 80s. That horrible black sort of 1-inch stripe that's down the side of the pants looks fucking awful. Or because it's a different tone, dark blue actually. But that is not stylish. I don't know whether that's an American thing. I know you see a lot of guys when they go to the proms dressed like that with these weird suits, but in the UK, there's no way you'd wear that. I just think that looks well out of fashion to me.
Yeah, I must say, I thought old Weston had a bit of a Prince Harry look about him, though, with a bit of a ginger hair there and ginger beard. I thought he looked a bit Prince Harry-ish, but no, I thought like I say, I just think with the black suits, I just think that pulls off that kind of dinner suit look a lot better. I like I say, I prefer the old black suit, or if I'm really going for it, my Spider-Man suit.
Well, if I'm really going for it, Dave, I'm wearing fishnets and a negligee. But anyway, yeah.
A bit of a Rocky Horror thing going on there.
Yeah, that's true. Now, one thing I do say, Dave, and I know we both have given Weston plenty of stick, and he did come across quite nice on his speech to Emily. Like I say, it wasn't Zach standards, but it was good enough for what they are as a couple. But did you not think when they got voted fourth, he was trying his hardest to be humble and he said that he'd come fourth because he looked like a pan of piss when he went to sit down and that? I mean, he was genuinely happy for Zach and Elizabeth afterwards. I'm not going to completely throw him under the bus, but I was pissing myself. And I'm not sure he made, it's like anything. It's a lot of money at stake. Forget the love side of it, Dave. They're all saying like, we've come in to find what we wanted and all this. Yeah, I get that, but there's $100,000 at stake. So
yeah,
there is something there. And he might need it financially. We don't know what his financial situation is. So I get that, but I was thinking, I bet I'd probably be the same. And I'm calling myself out. I'm not just slagging it. I was thinking, I bet I'd be like, oh, well done.
Through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been critical of Weston, and I think rightly so. But tonight, I can't really have any criticism for him, I don't think. I thought what he said was pretty much bang on. They have had, even in that short time, they've only been together for a week, him and Emily, but they've had their challenges. And some of the other couples haven't really had challenges. And I include Zach and Elizabeth in that. There was that little thing very early on, wasn't there, about the kind of truth game. Zach had gone from one girlfriend after sleeping with the other, or it was something like that, wasn't there? I did think if they were really going to try and stir the pot, they'd have brought her in to the villa. I thought that would have been pretty good to try and destabilise them a bit. But no, I think Weston had it spot on there. In life, you are going to have challenges, and so, we'll see how that goes. I'm not that convinced with him and Emily. I still think it's a physical attraction thing first and foremost. But no, I thought he did well tonight, Weston.
Yeah, he did, Dave. Like I say, I've threw under the bus. He deserves some of this criticism from myself. That I believe that, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, it was a nice sense of the series. And one thing I will praise the US Love Island on, and it's something the UK one needs to take heed on. We don't need an hour and a half fucking show for the final in the UK. It was perfect. The hour slot, either side of the adverts, was absolutely perfect for the US one, Dave. And the fact that she came in, the presenter, and she just did the last 15 minutes, didn't she? Had a little bit of a chat with each couple, and then she announced the winners. That, for me, was perfectly ended. The UK one, they just drag it out with the live crowd, and Caroline Flack, the presenter, it was a bit annoying at times. It just gets too much, that final. So I think that was perfect, and I think the UK one should go to that sort of level.
It was so refreshing, wasn't it? I mean, I was expecting a little bit of a slog. Like I say, our favourite bits of the shows are generally when you've got all the drama and the intrigue between various people and what's going on there. So by the time you get to the final, you're kind of half interested. Okay, who's going to win? But having it just as an hour, I thought was perfect. And I guess the biggest difference I noticed was obviously you don't have the live crowd there. It's a bit easier to get from the UK to Spain, isn't it, than it is to get from the US to Fiji, I guess. So that's possibly why you don't have a live crowd there. But no, just get it done and dusted. You know, half the show's, you know, just wrapping up. So you've still got the edited pieces. And then you've got, you know, who's going to win. I thought that was perfect, to be honest.
Yeah. Total agreement, Dave. Really, really well put together. And I love the soundtrack that they've used in this US Love Island as well. Some perfectly placed songs, to be honest. Now, Dave, we do champion when we have emails and tweets from various listeners. We have had another email from our friend Stefan regarding the finale, Dave. Now, he's just watched it live like ourselves, so he straight away got on his email, full credit. He sent us in one, so I just wanted to read it out, if that's okay. So it's entitled Love Island USA Finale. Congratulations, we survived the first season. I suppose the finale was a bit on the boring side, but it was a nice wrap-up and everyone seemed sincere. I would have been happy with any of the final couples winning the money. Naturally, Elizabeth didn't hesitate to share the money, but it would have been funny if she said, yep, I'll share it. Here's $100, Zach. I'd love to see that as well, actually. We said that, Dave. He said, I'm sure the narrator appreciate you giving him a chance. I think he got better over the season. I could be wrong, but you both seem to agree. Stefan, yes, I agree. David, I think you agree. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Yep.
Yep.
No, I wasn't sure if it was. I wasn't sure if it was after a response from me or not. There.
No, sorry, I didn't really lead into it well, did I? Then, but anyway, I look forward to hating myself for watching season 2 next summer. But I know listening to your podcast will make me feel even better. I'd give you 5 stars, but I don't use iTunes, so I don't think I can. Until next season, Stefan. Now that's an amazing email to end the series for me, Dave. A really nice guy, Stefan. Thank you so much for sending that in.
Yep, and we'll take that. It's the thought that counts. So thanks for the iTunes review that you would have given if you did have iTunes. So I will call out as well, you know, like I say, some of the interactions been fantastic. We've had at Geek Girl Soup, who's been binging their way through the UK and the US series. So Susan said that, you know, it ended up pretty much how we expected. And I'm sure, you know, like ourselves, she's going to be watching the next season and hating herself for it as well.
And also, we got a voicemail from Julie in as well. So thank you, Julie, for sending that in. We do appreciate any messages and emails and everybody throughout the whole run of the series. Thank you so much. I also want to thank the guests we've had on. So we've had Asa on as well. Thanks, Asa. We've had Joe on from I Secretly Recorded My Boyfriend. We had Ed on from Brent's Love Island. And everyone else who contributed, we either questions or everything else. It's been absolutely fantastic. So, Dave, I am so pleased we've got to the end. I'm so pleased that you stuck with it. And I am even more pleased that we've had an absolute classic laugh all the way through.
No, it has been a lot of fun. And I guess the last thing to do is to just wrap up with a 5-star review, which we've had from the US. So it's entitled Too Funny. And this one is from Aris357. And it says, I love this podcast. Both hosts are funny and honest. I just started watching Love Island USA, and after listening to this podcast, I really want to watch the UK version now. Every episode makes me laugh. It's a must listen if you're a Love Island fan. And I can say, I believe in the US you can get it on Hulu. And so I think it's running a little bit behind. I think from what we understand, it is a few weeks behind. But I don't know if you're a Hulu subscriber, but that's the formal way, I guess, you can get that. So, Chris, again, thank you very much. It's been emotional, as I said before. And all I'll say is, how are you going to lead us out?
Well, just before we do go, Dave, I just want to thank everybody again. And I also want to say, if you do want to get in contact with the show on Twitter, at Love Island Cast, by email, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. And if you do like the show, like Dave's mentioned, please get onto your podcast catching app and drop us a review. It just helps us organically grow and gets out there to more people who love Love Island. And if you have got friends who are into Love Island, please tell them about the podcast, because most people who have not been into podcasts have been converted and listened to the show, and that's exactly what we wanted. So thank you so much, everybody. Now, Dave, I'm not going to throw it over to you at all. I'm just going to say I've had one hell of a ride. It's been amazing. And no matter what happens in the Villa, Dave, I'm always going to love this show. So we'll see you again next time, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye now.